Good morning, Mufc here from Mufc Realist TV. And guys, we have basically 2 more games to play in the Premier League, and already the transfer market has started to rumble and bubble and all them jazz. So we're here basically to unpack everything that's been said in the media. And also, I've been speaking to the intermediate market and the agents market camp to just find out if there is any legs into this story. So basically, we're here to, dissect everything what's been said, analyze it with a holistic perspective. But God, the Mr. Takeover and all that jazz, and what does it mean? And do we have money to spend? Are we broke? Are we not? We're going to unpack everything, basically. So just take a sip on your coffee. We are here to give you the transfer talk and walk. Or is it? If it has legs, if you know what I mean. Take a sip on your coffee. We'll be back in a couple of seconds.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
Dankjewel. Ik vind welkom. Dit is mijn home and I want to achieve success. Okay?
As we thought that we are getting complacent, especially it's been a very, very long season, playing a lot of games ever since we came back from the World Cup. It's been relentless, but we're seeing the end of the Premier League season 22-23 with only 2 games to play, basically. Chelsea over the Thursday, and I think we're playing Sunday as well against Fulham, and that's it. And then we're just wrapping up and going towards the FA Cup finals. But of course, transfer market has started already. There's a lot of negotiations already, pre-negotiations starting with intermediates and agents, and this report's flying out to say we don't have any money as a club, Manchester United. But I think I covered this before, that there is no such thing. We do have, because basically what it is, if you remember back in January, there was an overdraft utilized by, actually given by Bank of America, about 100 million. And that is the one that's going to be used in the midst of the transfer, not transfer, now I'm mixing things up, in the midst of the takeover. The Rain Group, which is actually the creditor or the main bank for Manchester United PLC, is the one that is promising both the bidders in this race to say, hey, you know what, we will sort this out, focus on the transfer window and business as usual. We can pledge to give you about 100 to 200 million in overdraft credit, and once the takeover is finished, you will just return that money, part of the sale anyway. So that's one thing. Another thing is the outgoings as well, which you have to sort of address. There's a minimum 8 to 10 outgoings that Manchester United can raise, about 100 to 150 million. But we all know that we've been sucky, being Library FC and just loaning our players or selling them for peanuts. So hopefully we get a better transfer window this season, because Erik ten Hag definitely needs it. So what we're going to talk about today. So yeah, it's been rumors coming out that Nagelsmann is back on again with Spurs. However, it was conversations with Daniel Levy and co about 10 days ago, and then just went quiet. And the reason per se is that Julian Nagelsmann demanded to sort of bring a sporting directors that understand his vision and play and recruit the right players, and that didn't go well with Daniel Levy apparently. So there's nothing really going on more than the Tottenham are saying, no, we don't want to go that road. We want to appoint a sporting director first and then go for the manager, which is typical Spursy. So what can we say? I feel sorry for the Spursy. Regarding the Spursy as well, we all know that Manchester United in paper talks has been linked with Harry Kane, and it has some legs to it. But at the end of the day, Manchester United is very, very aware of Daniel Levy and his extortion tactics. Wanting 100 million for Harry Kane with 12 months left on his contract. This one, they feel it's going to drag on to the end of the season. And Erik ten Hag has been quite adamant to say that he wants his targets in before the preseason, so they can have a proper preseason and train. But we know that might always not happen. So another interesting point is that, Vlahovic is also being linked to, Chelsea. That's another interesting thing, because Pochettino, as we know, got the job with Chelsea, and I can see a link up with Pochettino and Kane again if Harry Kane decides to leave, because Chelsea is desperate for a striker. Harry Kane is in London. I know they're rival clubs, but money talks. If Todd Bowley, that we've seen splashing out the cash, will sell a lot of players, I'm sure he will find money to buy Harry Kane, and there will be a happy marriage because Kane and Poch work well together. That's just my speculation in certain ways. Another thing what I want to touch base on is Fabrizio Romano. He came out to speak about this as well. So let's hear what Fabrizio has to say. Also in regards to Frenkie de Jong.
For Dusan Vlahovic. Guys, what I can say today is that from what I understand, Chelsea have not sent any bid to Juventus. This is denied on both Chelsea and Juventus sides.
Yeah, exactly what I said. Chelsea has not sent any bid to Juventus for Dusan Vlahovic as of yet. So it's basically paper talks.
From Chelsea at this stage. Dusan Vlahovic is one of many strikers Chelsea are following, because we know they will go for a new number 9, and so they will have a new striker in the summer. They know Vlahovic very well. He's one of many strikers they appreciate.
See, one of many strikers they appreciate. And, I'm sure if Pochettino is coming in, he's probably eyeballed and say, look, if Kane is available, if you have the money, I'm sure we can get him 100%. Anyway, paper talks.
Is that from what I understand, Chelsea have not sent any bid to Juventus. This is denied on both Chelsea and Juventus side. So there is no bid from Chelsea at this stage. Dusan Vlahovic is one of many strikers Chelsea are following, because we know they will go for a new number 9, and so they will have a new striker in the summer. They know Vlahovic very well. He's one of many strikers they appreciate, but they have not sent any official bid or...
No, they haven't. And it's also unclear, from United's side. Like, there's numerous reports, because we all know we're looking for a striker. Lautaro Martinez is on the target list. Harry Kane might be on the target list. Victor Osimhen is going to be very difficult, but depending on the ownership and what they want as well. I'm sure if we get a Sheikh Yassim, that they want a sort of what do you call it? A signature signing, like, as them coming on. There might be a Mbappe, you don't know, or it can be in Victor Osimhen. I don't know, but I don't see Kane coming to Manchester United, based on numerous talks, even with the, 90 minutes with Graham Bailey and many other credible journalists in the market. So I don't know. Let's see. Okay, Fabrizio, what more do you have to say?
Of a bid from Chelsea, 80 million euros for Dusan Vlahovic. Guys, what I can say today is that from what I understand, Chelsea have not sent any bid to Juventus. This is denied on both Chelsea and Juventus side. So there is no bid from Chelsea at this stage. Dusan Vlahovic is one of many strikers Chelsea are following, because we know they will go for a new number 9, and so they will have a new striker in the summer. They know Vlahovic very well. He's one of many strikers they appreciate, but they have not sent any official bid or any open talks by sending a verbal proposal. At the moment, nothing is advanced between Chelsea and Juventus for Dusan Vlahovic. It's just one of many names they have in the list, but no decision has been made on Vlahovic and no bid yet. Also important to say that would make no sense to send a bid now, because at Juventus it's still not clear who's going to be the director. Of course, Cristiano Giuntoli is the big favorite. He has an agreement with Juventus, so Giuntoli, who is the man who built the Napoli project as director, has now an agreement to join Juventus, but he's still waiting on Napoli to give the green light, Napoli president De Laurentiis, and to let him go to Juventus. So in that moment he will become the new director, and it will be more clear the future of Vlahovic and many other players. So
that's it. I mean, it's very clear and obvious, because it's always like that in the transfer market. You have a list of players that you want that's on your target list. I think it's most a paper talk. Clear and obviously, Juventus are looking for a restructure. They've been in a financial dire straits as well, looking to appoint new directors. So, yeah, I can see this having no legs at all. I mean, I would rather see... I mean, where is Lukaku going? Is he staying? Is he going? That's a big question. Let's dive into Kim Min-jae. I mean, I did report 2 weeks ago when it first started. Was a little bit of a paper talk. I did reach out to the intermediate networks and the agent side of it to confirm, does this really have legs? Because we don't have money. And I said, yes, there is an interest, but it was also a kind of rumor mill that, they were looking to extend his contract in a way, but actually it really has legs. And we will look into this story. What does this mean? Let me add this to the Jumbotron. So definitely, I mean, when I reported this 2 weeks ago, it has definitely caught legs. So this is coming from Daily Mail and numerous outlets to say that Kim Min-jae's move to Manchester United is particularly done with the Red Devils, already finding the 56 million rated Napoli defender a house to live in. The South Korean are looking likely to leave a superb Serie A season. The highly priced defender has been heavily linked with the Premier League club. Kim moved to Napoli at the start of the season to replace Kalidou Koulibaly. United has also been sniffing around his teammate star Victor Osimhen. So there can be a double swoop there in a way. So what does this mean actually? Yeah, well, in a way, there is a window of opportunity when he has a release clause. I think it was 45 million euros. But you can also go in the market to say, look, we are willing to offer you over the price of that evaluation to secure his signature when the transfer window opens. So this is pretty much the negotiation. What they're talking about, I don't know if it's a done deal or not. It's hard to say, but they can have struck in a deal, basically. He's apparently a very, very good right center back that I would love to have. He is a carbon copy pretty much of Martinez, same attributes. If you look at his stats in Serie A, he's the highest percentile in the interceptions. He's a very good ball carrying center back. He likes to go forward as well. We've seen that on numerous occasions with Lazio as well. So yeah, that's a pretty cool one, right? So want to touch base on the midfield situation. Yeah, it is Frenkie de Jong 2.0. Here we're going, because Frenkie de Jong had kind of an interview coming out to explain that he's again happy in Barcelona and all that jazz. And he sort of said that, yes, Manchester United were after us, but we all know really what happened. But Fabrizio Romano has another story. Looking at the financial situation with Barcelona, another player comes into mind, and there is a George Mendes representative, and that is actually Ruben Neves. We've been heavily linked with every transfer window with Neves, but it's slightly possibility that Ten Hag has him on his list still as a Casemiro replacement. Why is it so? Because Barcelona and George Mendes was always looking to pimp him out to Barcelona, and they almost had a pre-agreement in place to say, yeah, we're interested, we want him. However, the financial situation has changed, as we all know. Barcelona are in dire straits with finances. They need to offload about 200 million euros in wages. That is a lot of money, actually. It's a lot of money. Or is it 2 billion? I don't really follow Barcelona, and that comes into mind with Frenkie de Jong, because he had a interview with Ziegel. But I just want to see what Fabrizio Romano is saying about that, because he's singing a total different tune.
No bid at this stage from Chelsea. Also, guys, I want to touch on Frenkie de Jong, because in an interview to Dutch media, he said, Manchester United last summer negotiated with Barcelona despite my idea to stay at Barca. And
wait a minute, despite my idea to stay in Barcelona. This is absolutely not true, right? Because Barcelona, Manchester United were negotiating, clear and obvious. We had clear evidence of that, seeing Richard Arnold, John Murtough down in Barcelona for 2 days, even speaking to Frenkie de Jong, even speaking to his agents as well, right? You will never go to speak to the club first if the player is not interested. That's just the way it is. Go on, Fabrizio.
Guys, I told you multiple times here that Frenkie de Jong was not rejecting Manchester United 1 year ago. He simply wanted to stay at Barcelona. So it was.
Why did he want to stay in Barcelona? Why?
A no to many other clubs, not just to Manchester United. Frenkie didn't want to leave. He loves Barcelona as a city, as a club. He has a special relationship with Xavi.
Oh, wait a minute. He has a special relationship with Xavi. Let's unpack that a little bit for Fabrizio. The reason why he didn't want to leave was because of the deferred wages, right? You just simply don't walk away from 17, 18 million. And that has been widely reported and acknowledged from his agents, camp and intermediates, and many news outlets. And if he has such a great relationship with Xavi, well, Xavi went out in public to slate him as well. He started playing as a center back in numerous occasions, benching him. So if he has such a special relationship, why is he not on the keep list of Barcelona's key players to keep. We know that Barcelona needs to offload a lot of money. They cannot even sign the contract with Xavi to register him. Not even can they buy anything in the season. So they went all in the market last season, selling the financial levers. So no more to pull. That is clear and obvious. So let's continue, Fabrizio.
Busquets has now left the club, and so the idea of Xavi is absolutely to continue with Frenkie de Jong as a...
Yeah, but if Busquets has left the club, the major thing is that you need to offload the wage bill. And Frenkie de Jong is on huge money, right?
Crucial player. We know that 1 year ago Laporta and the club were open to discuss with Manchester United because they needed important money, and Man United were prepared to offer big money for Frenkie de Jong. They actually offered big money for Frenkie, but the player didn't want to negotiate. So
what does that mean? The player didn't want to negotiate. Again, you're saying that, wait a minute, do you actually go and speak to the club and not speaking to the agent? You just don't simply do that. That doesn't make any sense. You need to speak to the agent first to find the interest. If there is any problem, negotiate personal terms, not a problem, and then go speak to the club. You just don't go straight to the club and talk about the player and go to the agent and find out you're getting snubbed. That's just not the work. It works in this industry, Fab.
This summer, he still wants to stay at Barcelona. Frankly,
well, this summer he wants to stay in Barcelona. Of course, you got to say that in interviews because you're technically, you're not going to say to everyone to disrupt the Apple Card and the fans to say that I want to leave. Yeah.
His idea is to stay at Barcelona. Let's see how the financial situation will be at Barca, but the idea is to continue together. On Man United.
Let's see how the financial situation will be at Barcelona. We all know this financial situation in Barcelona, Fabrizio. I'm sorry. Let's just see how it follows.
Side, Erik ten Hag remains a big fan, probably the biggest fan of Frenkie de Jong, but he also knows that at the moment the player wants to stay at Barca, and the only way to change...
Yeah, wait a minute. Big fan, the biggest fan. Well, hang on. Erik ten Hag was the one that, raised Frenkie de Jong and gave him his first appearances in Ajax A team, right? So they have a special relationship. I wouldn't say big fan, but Erik ten Hag has a fundamental style of play, and the reason why he went for Frenkie de Jong last season because he saw Frenkie de Jong as the engine in that pivotal midfield that's desperately needed. Of course, we went for Casemiro, but there's two different type of players, in my opinion. Let's see. We all know that once Erik ten Hag sets his mind on, he's very stubborn. He will get what he wants. So let's see. I don't want this to drag on. I don't want it to be a Frenkie de Jong saga 2.0. So I try to stay away, but just want to unpack what Fabrizio is saying here. And yeah. Anyway, this is my findings, and let me know what you think. Would you think that Frenkie de Jong is open to come to Manchester United? Do you think that everything is a smokescreen for the press and media? What's really going on in the background is a totally different thing. Personally, I will be very super busy now once this is finished because I will go into the transfer market as well as an intermediate to work on the transfer market. So it's going to be very busy. In the meantime, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this unusual transfer updates, but we have to call a spade sometimes. Guys, like and subscribe, and I give you back today. This is Mick Ruby from Mufc Realist TV. Please like and subscribe, and see you later. Bye for now. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.